Alright, retro pickups, guys. We got some retro pickups for the week. Some retro pickups are courtesy of Matt's Game Room. Yes, Matt's Game Room sent me a couple of cool things in the mail. In return for me sending him some cool stuff in the mail. But I got much cooler stuff than I sent him, so thank you, Matt's Game Room, for these awesome retro pickups. First, I'll show off this accessory that I got from Matt's Game Room. I don't have any Goodwill. Oh, actually, I do have some Goodwill finds. Yeah, because I do Goodwill sometimes. I go visit Goodwill on my lunch breaks. So I got some Goodwill stuff. I got some AliExpress. I got all kinds of stuff to show off. But first, from Matt's Game Room. And this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to this. Here's what I got. It's a gun! Kaboom! So this is a Madcatz Blaster. I'm not sure. It's got all kinds of buttons. Matt's Game Room tells me that it works with such games as Area 51 and Time Crisis. So I'm looking very much forward to playing with this. I've never used this gun before. I have rented in the past the I forget what they call it. The one that comes with Time Crisis. Anyway, this has buttons. It's got start and select right here. It's got a joystick. It feels like a digital joystick. It must be like a D-pad right here. Because I know in a game like Resident Evil, I think it's called Resident Evil Survivor. It's a light gun game, but you can move around your character. There's also another button, or appears to be some kind of button. Come on, camera. Appears to be some kind of button right there. So I guess you can grab it. And finally, I don't know if this is a button or not, but maybe that's supposed to be like you reload. It kind of looks like a button there, like maybe you smash it to reload. I don't know. I haven't played with this yet. So this is going to be a lot of fun when I hook it up. Kaboom! One of them is like the down arrow not working. It has all the buttons. One of them has the down arrow not working. Well, maybe I can fix that. I like to open up these controllers and stuff. Oh, it's got an A-B button here. It's got an auto-fire toggle. Oh, gun con. Oh, it's got a toggle button that changes it to gun con 2, and normal. So it's got a lot of features to it. I might have to look up the manual for it. Anyway, thanks Matt's Game Room for that. Also from Matt's Game Room, he sent me a legit copy of BanjoTooie, because I had a reproduction copy of this. But I got one of those lemon reproduction copies. It locked up randomly, and I couldn't play BanjoTooie. Now I can play BanjoTooie with a legit, real Nintendo manufactured cartridge. Thank you so much, Matt's Game Room, for BanjoTooie. Now I've got the sequel. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun to play. Okay, so speaking of reproductions, I never learned my lesson. Even though they're hit and miss with the reproductions, they're hit more often than miss. And I picked up another reproduction game off of AliExpress. This time it was FZeroX for the Nintendo 64. I tested this one. It saves. It seems to work well. It's a lot of fun. It's a really fun game, FZeroX. FZeroX is cool because at some point in the progress, you unlock a random track generator, and it'll generate random tracks forever, and you can just play them. They're not as good as the made tracks, but they're unique every time. So FZeroX, really good game. Now, this is a Goodwill find. So at Goodwill, this is not, I don't know if you consider this retro, although this controller that I picked up is a Logitech controller. It's for PC. It's not a console controller. But they've been making this exact controller for almost 20 years with no changes as far as I know. And it is the Logitech F310 gamepad. This is a really good design for a gamepad. It's like a hybrid of the Xbox and PlayStation 3 controller. And they've been making the same controller for a very long time, so you can find them really cheap. I picked this one up for just $3 on at Goodwill. So these are normally about $20, $25 in stores. $3 is a steal. Yeah, these are good controllers. If you find one of these cheap, pick it up. it's a good, like, all-around basic controller. There's nothing fancy about it, but it feels good in the hand. It's got all the buttons you need. It's good. One thing that's unique that this controller does that no other controller that I've found does, it has a button here, and it's called mode. And what it'll do is it'll swap the function of the D-pad and the left analog stick. Very useful sometimes, especially when something has to be on the D-pad, like movement, but you want to quickly swap it to the analog stick because it feels better for whatever reason. You can do that. So that's a good controller. All right, I got another controller that I picked up. Usually these, it's a Wii controller. So I picked up a Wiimote from Goodwill. Usually these are like thrown in the bargain bin and they're in bad shape and you get them cheap and they're everywhere because everyone had the Wiimotes. But this in particular is a revision of the original Wiimote, which is a little bit harder to find and definitely more expensive. What's unique about it is, I don't know if you can read that. You can't. It's blurry. I'm sorry. It says Wii Motion Plus inside. So this is the revision that has Wii Motion Plus built in, and this was this was a steal at $5. It has a mismatched battery cover, but oh well, maybe I'll find a battery cover somewhere. But $5 for the Wii Motion Plus version of this controller is a very good deal. I remember a couple of years ago buying one at GameStop for $30 used. Yeah, they're like $20, $30. So to get one for $5, very good deal. So I have two of these now with the Wii Motion Plus built in. So very happy to have found that. And that's going to be it for retro pickups for the week. So yeah, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more retro pickups and other great stuff that I find and show off on my YouTube channel.